Coming up, I'm going to be talking about Wall Street not being happy with Disney Plus Lightyear, and much more. But before we get into any of that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. It's Wednesday, it's time to jump into some of today's big Disney Plus news. Before we get into any of the news, let's start off with talking about what's new on Disney Plus today. Let's start off with the Disney Plus originals. We got 2 today. We got Doogie MD, we got a brand new episode of that one. It actually wasn't too bad. We also got an episode of Assembled, and this was all about the making of What If. I really enjoyed this one. So those were the main additions. Now, unfortunately, in the United States, that was all you got. There was supposed to be a new episode of the Disney Insider. That didn't turn up, and there wasn't really any legacy content. So yeah, so the US really didn't get a lot. Internationally, there was a few extra little things that arrived that I'll bring up. For example, in Canada, they got the first episode of the latest season of The Simpsons. So they're getting new episodes now every week in Canada. So that's a massive addition. That's in addition to other shows like Family Guy, got Bob's Burgers, and a whole load of animation there. While here in the UK, we got a massive new movie, The Night House, which is Searchlight Pictures horror movie they released over the summer. So that one's going to be a big one just in time for Halloween. Plus we got new episodes of like Why the Last Man, Reservation Dogs, American Dad, and a whole host of other stuff, including like American Horror Story, double feature. Loads of stuff, loads of library content as well. And obviously down in Australia and New Zealand, they got some new content such as the latest episode of Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, so just a really nice selection all over the place in terms of that. And that kind of really brings us into our next topic, because Wall Street is not happy about Disney Plus. The growth, a lot of the analysts are kind of looking at Disney Plus right now, and now we're coming up to the 2-year mark of it. They're kind of going, look, your numbers aren't just quite, they're not growing fast enough. Bob Chapek had said that at the next quarterly results, which is coming up in November, that things are going to be a little bit less. They've not been getting as many subscribers. There's been some other issues, for example, in India with like the cricket season, so they've not been able to keep the Disney Plus Hotstar subscribers engaged. And this is just a generally feel. And now also the idea of Wall Street not being happy with Disney Plus, it's probably going to have a much bigger impact than subscribers or anybody else, because it's going to hit them in the pocket. The stock prices are so important to the executives and to the shareholders, and there'll be a lot of pressure on them to stop it. There's lots of reasons why Disney Plus might not hit its target of 230 to 260 million subscribers by 2024. Some of the new predictions are a little bit less, just over 200 million, and they're kind of being a little bit wary of the stock. They just don't think it's going to be able to hit it due to a number of reasons. I think some of the big reasons is not having enough content on there. There's no doubt that, especially in the United States, if you take away the Marvel and the Star Wars side of things, there's really not that much to keep adults engaged, and I think it's become very apparent that that's the problem. Just today alone, Doogie MD is not enough to keep most people engaged. While it is a pretty fun show, it's not big mainstream appeal. You see what Netflix is doing and things like that. It's not hitting that same mark. So Disney is going to have to do much more to kind of go after it. The addition of Star internationally does help with the churn rate, but they've been sort of saying, well, that's not the only thing that's been helping. But obviously as well, this last quarter, Disney Plus hasn't really launched anywhere. Today, Disney Plus has launched in Japan. It's kind of a relaunch because there was this kind of a way they released it before, but it was very limited. So now it's been relaunched with Star, loads more shows in there. You find lots of anime in there. It looks really great. It's also available to everyone now. You don't have to go for a particular company like it was before. Next month, we're going to be seeing Disney Plus launching in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and also in South Korea. So that's going to continue to build on the Disney Plus subscriber rate, and we're going to see that moving forward next year with further releases of Disney Plus in some European countries. We've also got the Middle East, and there's still some countries in Asia to go, and they've got the whole of Africa to go as well. So there's still lots of countries where they can keep kind of building on that big number, which is great. But they're going to hit a point where they've got no more countries to launch in, and is Disney Plus going to continue to grow at that point past that level? Obviously, if the stock price is not happy, the stock market's not happy with all of this, that's going to have a big impact. Now, I definitely would say, the addition of some content from 20th Century, some new shows will really help with that. I know, like here in the UK, we're getting so much more content. I don't think they're advertising it enough to keep people engaged. I don't think they're going after enough people. There's still issues there with content not being released properly. And they're still all over the place. They're not using National Geographic and Disney Channel and ABC content. There's a whole host of reasons what they could do to fix stuff. And that's not just here, that's in all the countries as well, regardless of Star. You know, we've had the whole problem down in Latin America with the launch of Star Plus, where people weren't really happy with it. It's not going down very well because people wanted it all in Disney Plus. They don't want to have to pay for two. You know, I could see eventually there being an issue there that they're going to have to sort it. And just I think with Disney, you know, they're all over the place. You know, you've got the TV channels, you've got them posting random shows on like D23 or YouTube channels, and then you've got them putting shows just randomly up on Disney Now, and you know, and they got to sort of sort all this out. Whereas Netflix, everything's in on one place, so it just looks so much more packed. So it is interesting to see Wall Street kind of looking and putting a bit of a spotlight onto Disney Plus, and I don't think this is a bad thing. I think generally, you know, things could change much more drastically with this coming into place than just, you know, subscribers asking for it. You know, there's a big amount of content there that they could bring in through the massive collection of 20th century stuff, but there's lots of contracts in place, and they've got to either buy themselves out or just get stuff on there. But right now, Disney Plus, you know, the shine off of it is kind of gone now. It's coming up to 2 years old, and you know, people are looking and going, yeah, it's not hitting what it wants, and you know, it's going to keep pushing Disney Plus. But that might not be a bad thing to get a much better product for all of us. There's a lot of competition, and that ultimately is better for all of us. Well, I'd love to know, what do you think Disney could do to get more subscribers? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. A couple of other quick bits of news. ABC has ordered a full season of The Wonder Years, which is the reimagined version of the classic 80s series. So they have given it a full extension from 9 episodes up to 22 episodes. Haven't yet seen this one, waiting for it to drop onto Disney Plus at some point soon, hopefully this winter internationally. But yeah, right now you can find it if you're in the US on ABC and Hulu. And the big one today really was that Disney has released the first teaser trailer for Lightyear, which is a kind of a spin-off of Toy Story. So this is very different than anything we've seen before. They announced it last year at the Investors Day, and this is from Pixar, but it's very much kind of like space. It's what, you know, essentially the figure is based on. So they've kind of got a lot more flexibility other than kind of the way he looks. They've kind of made him look a little bit different. Chris Evans is providing the voice of Buzz Lightyear, and I think it just looks cool. I've watched the trailer a couple of times already today. It's going to be coming to cinemas in June of 2022. And then obviously it'll be on Disney Plus after it's been in cinemas. This should also, I would imagine, this one's just going to be a big summer hit. I think it looks fantastic. You know, when the Starman music kicked in, I thought that was fantastic. And just generally as a whole, was just really, really, really just excited about this movie. It just looks great. Look, there was a little bit of Star Wars where he's kind of peeking over like a log and looking at his ship. And it just looks great. And I'm really liking the idea of them doing something completely fresh. You know, they can go off and do something completely brand new away from Toy Story, but at the same time still using that established franchise. I just think it just looks great. I really was impressed with this trailer. I really can't say how much I'm really looking forward to this movie. It's definitely shot up there now in terms of just being excited about it. The trailer did a really good job to me. But let me know what you think of the Lightyear trailer. I know we said Buzz Lightyear trailer then, but the Lightyear trailer, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And let me know what you're going to be watching on Disney Plus over the next couple of days. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys in another video. Laters. I'd like to thank all of our Patreon and YouTube channel members for their support. You can become a member from as little as $2 a month, and you get access to our weekly Q&A and much more.